We discussed this during the drunk live stream, but in case you didn't see it, I thought I would just let you know that the third mic is Dave Landau, the third mic of the AA show. And as I said during that live stream, it's very obvious to me that he was brought in to eventually replace Artie Lange. Or maybe like some last-ditch effort to try and get Artie in line, but to give you a feel for how that situation is going, yesterday, which was the day of the announcement of the third mic, Artie Lange was late. So he was late that day, the day they were announcing who the new third mic is. And so far he's playing the role very well, but as we know, Artie Lange's sentencing is coming up, I believe on the 21st. And his contract's also coming up. And Artie has been saying stuff on Twitter like, oh, I'm not going to be here next year. I know Keith and Anthony are tired with my bullshit. Artie, and I believe very accurately, sees this as his replacement. Now, the reason why they would want to replace Artie is they're tired of being in the Artie Lange business, dealing with all this bullshit, being late, not showing up, things of that sort of nature. And Dave Landau, he is a funny dude on the show. I've never seen his stand-up, but on the AA show, he's funny. And it's one of those things where you want to work with someone who's talented, but you also want to work with someone you can get along with and who's easy to work with. The ultimate problem, now I personally hope they don't get rid of Artie. I'm at the point of fuck Artie. Enough of him and it needs to get better shit. Artie's going to be Artie, I guess, so it's fucking ride this fucking Squidward-faced motherfucker till the wheels fall off and just drag his ass in there to be funny, because as funny as Dave Landau is, if it comes to a point where it's the Anthony and Dave Landau show, it is not worth $9 a month. And I will not be paying $9 a month, so I will not be watching the show. So it would be with him and Anthony and Dave Landau, it would be funny enough, but just not $9 for me. So if that's going to be there, but hey, like I said, that's what I want. I want them to keep Artie, but then again, I don't have to deal with Artie's bullshit. And if they do get rid of Artie and replace him with Dave Landau, I won't like it, but I'll completely 100% understand it. Now, I'm not going to keep watching probably and paying $9 a month, but I can totally get it from their position of like, look, what do you want us to do? Because like I've said before, they probably heard stories about Artie, but you have to remember, Anthony was doing morning radio when Artie was doing morning radio. So he didn't have time to listen to Stern. He did morning radio, then he went and hung out in his mansion. So he probably didn't know all the problems that came with Artie. He even says so on the AA show. He goes, hey, Artie, I went back and we're starting to listen to when you're on Stern. So now he's listening. He's probably getting some sort of idea. He thought he was just hiring a comedian. He didn't think all the fucking problems were going to come along with it and affect it, because every time he's late, he always brings up how hard is it to get to a fucking 2-hour-a-day podcast in the middle of the day, by the way. Not like it's morning. So, but yeah, Dave Landau, the third mic, and so far so good the first 2 days.